presence of the Dark Lord. So
6 armor reduction. Okay, that's neat.
that is neat. And I just realized Tyde's walking around with 9 armor right now.
That's not true. He's
yeah, because he's in range of the tower. He's got 4 armor.
Muted teammate.
Oh, I get reported before I even start playing. Anyway, it's still a fun lineup, at least from like NoPing. NoPing have this very it's global with the Nature's Prophet. The first thing you said is it's like the tempo is faster, right?
Yep, and also about the lane jostling that's gonna happen. Nature's Prophet wants the lane versus the Razor, but they're trying to move it around. It seems like KheZu is trying to move KheZu to the safe lane alone so that he can. They're kind of. I don't think they see the lane swap with their wards. Let me check. I don't think either side knows what is the lane setup at the moment.
No,
but
the Radiant ward's a little too shallow, and the one up on top doesn't see anything.
Yeah, but Chaos Knight is going bot. Oh no, never mind.
Yes.
There was a ward here that saw the. I think this ward saw the Tide.
Okay.
That's why they were able to pinpoint the lanes correctly.
Because Prophet is now up on top lane. MoonMeander's arrived. He's got boots only. That's not a fun thing when you've got a Blightstone Nature's Prophet ready to harass the crap out of you.
Are you serious? Boots is like the best early game item right now.
It is, but I'm looking forward to seeing how long he actually lives in this lane. Oh, okay. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how long Tavo lives in this lane. Already being quite heavily attacked, having his damage toll, but he'll be back to the tier 2 tower. Trying to be as aggressive as they can. So you got your matchup. And it's AUI who gets to take all the farm. It's an aggro tri-lane at the moment from KheZu. And then a Fissure down on bottom. KheZu trapped in. KheZu just gives the 1 second stun with the extra damage. And Theo's Fissure makes sure that KheZu cannot get himself out of here. The only upside is he didn't burn any of his regen. And that's sending a message.
Well, if they kill him again here, this is going to be real bad. He could still die here. He needs level 2 to be safe in this lane. Or at least level 3.
And they've almost got the mana for the Fissure. In fact, yeah, now they do.
He has to be very, very careful here. Play very defensive.
They're drawing the lines. Like, he needs to cross this line. Okay, well, they're going again up on top lane, so Tavo. Battery Assault being soaked up by a lot of the Treants. He's trying to get one last attack in. One for the road.
All right, so
yeah, but bottom lane, yeah, that line right there. If he walks over this, then he's in trouble. That's why he's trying to cut the tree line so he doesn't get blocked in.
If Tide and Nature's Prophet both have a
Here we go.
Have a
Fissure.
game.
Oh, we actually cut him. He hasn't cut enough of these trees out.
He's fine.
They go for the stun once again. Anchor Smash.
Kraken Shell.
Frost Blast in 1 second time. Kraken Shell is great, but they're not going to stop diving for this one. Because he doesn't have a TP for 35 seconds. Gets the salve off for a decent duration. AUI will now arrive. They try and split themselves up. KheZu a 2 second stun. A Fissure off cooldown in 1 second time. Have they got another blast? Yes, they do, and the Fissure will find the kill. Tide will have to do either wait 10 seconds or do the walk of shame. And already they're moving the lanes off. ES heads towards the north. He's back to get the outpost.
Oh, did not expect them to be able to kill him with the Oracle TPing in.
Expect the unexpected, Winter.
All right.
There's always hope.
There is always hope, and there's always expectations. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm just saying, just enjoy the fact that they were diving in and having a good time.
I remember that dive from TI2 when Hovers was the alchemist.
Hang on, where is it? The
oh no, TI3. Okay, never mind.
No, that was yeah, that's when he soloed everyone like behind the T1 tower.
Yeah, he was the elk, and the Nature's Prophet was TPing in.
That was an LD cast, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me of the friend.
Goodbye, KheZu. Nuked down by AUI. And he didn't have a creep wave with him. No, sorry, he didn't even have a creep wave pushing back against him. In fact, Lich had a KJ. He's trying to keep it away from the tower and buy some time for the CK to return to the lane.
Would you call Shadow Fiend against TI a classic matchup?
I would definitely call it a classic matchup. I wouldn't call it El Clasico, but it would be a classic. And KheZu really trying to get on top of AUI. Heavy amounts of damage.
Yeah, the lane's a bit messed up right now.
Yeah, KheZu, that's where you stop diving this. But still, manages to drop AUI down and take his last remaining tango to get closer towards life. Theo able to keep the movement speed up. Hey, I hear boost is a great first item, Winter, and allows the ES to outrun the clockwork.
Oh, thanks.
Even though he's got 6 movement speed below him. But
thanks for agreeing.
hey, I'm always happy to agree with you, Winter.
You're welcome.
Yeah, because normally you're right. Bottom lane, a little bit of trouble once again. KheZu will just turn that attack into AUI because that's what happens once you initiate onto a CK.
So with all this chaos, Razor, CK, they all have very similar net worth. Ty is a bit behind, but I think so far he's stabilizing. His laning phase is stabilizing. He's getting XP. Always here to help him survive the lane. Get some farm, pulling the wave back. Bounty rune spawning. Nature's Prophet is like, where can he TP to take the bounty runes? He could TP bot to fight if he feels the Earthshaker can get the top rune.
Oh, Fish is a little bit off target there from Theo. Actually, then again, I don't think he wanted that. Because MoonMeander was ready to come in around behind him.
Not sure if he could kill the Razor anyway.
There's not enough damage right from Tava just yet.
KJ going for the runes.
Got him.
Alright, so
got 2.
And it's our first catapult, Toby, so where is the action gonna be?
It's a good question. I don't think anywhere. I think the catapult will be killed. And we shall go back to the status quo. Like Bryle's gone bush.
I mean, they're supposed to be able to do something because they have a Prophet TPing in as well. Top lane, Skiter. Oh, Fissure not gonna connect.
No, that's the second time Theo's got it a little bit off. MoonMeander. Really nice micro from Tavo, at least to try and soak up as many of these battery assaults as possible, but Theo's still gone. Skiter stole 72 damage, and Tavo's just TPing home.
Where to next, says Tavo. SF is moving top with no boots.
Oh, he sees
the stack.
The stack. Oh, that's juicy. And he's got level 3 raises.
1, 2, like what, 4 stack?
And now Skiter. TP out. Raise 1, raise 2. Huge kill. And now it's like, hey, can I have my stack, please? Get that Radiant Creep Wave off it. Observer Ward's been placed down. Moon does not want to let this thing go uncontested.
What can he do? Maybe he can just steal the XP. I don't think he can do much about it.
He might be able to die. They don't see him at least. Raise 1, raise 2, rocket.
Wait, did he get?
He got 3. He got 3 of the smalls with that rocket.
Consolation
Bryle's now
prize.
arrived as well. Theo a little bit too close. Needs to get some kind of stun off, but can't get anything. The battery assault makes it impossible to cast. There's still some good CS for the SF. He's not number 1. TA is still number 1 on the net worth. Not by much, but still number 1.
Yep, time to farm Ancients. Jungles.
Hey, AUI. They would like a piece of him. Still holding that Chaos Bolt. KheZu not feeling like he needs to let it go. He's really tanky as well. Strength Treads having 21 charges. You're not going to get a kill on the CK.
It feels like a very quiet game from the Nature's Prophet. Usually you expect much more action. He's going to pop his level 6 in a minute. Maybe not a minute, but soon.
But as you said, like how do you really fight? Like, there's that one moment when you can get the trap with the Sprout on the Razor, so then SF can move in, but...
Or he can move to another lane to kill and maybe pressure the tower, you know. It's not just about telling your team to come to your lane.
Well, they may have that opportunity, but Tavo actually he needs to get the hell out of here. Gets pushed out of the cogs by the Sprout, begins his TP out, and there's no... Oh, the battery assault! It didn't actually connect instantly onto Tavo, but the second one did. He tried to soak it up with the illusions while on bottom lane, a 2-second stun out. That's goodbye to the Tidehunter. So both off laners gone with the help of the ES rotation down. Makes it possible.
I mean, I was going to talk about if both of the offlaners have a shit game, who is it going to benefit more? I guess if you're Nature's Prophet, you're more useless compared to a Tide. Because Tide, at least you have the Ravage.
I suppose so, but there's no great side lane catch to catch Nature's Prophet, so you can just turn this into like that, like the ninja side push. Or the fog, what did you say? The fog split push, like you never come out of the fog of war.
I mean, sure, that's going to help you get back into the game. He's gonna need like so much time to farm.
They know where AUI is. The Observer Ward saw him go into the trees. KheZu still not level 6 just yet.
Here comes Tavo.
Yep, TP's down. They wanted AUI to begin with the Fissure. The chain's done. And AUI pull back in, but KheZu, good anchor smash. Skiter and MoonMeander all arrive. KheZu, he's stuck inside the cogs, but then again, who's really stuck in here with who? KheZu trying to walk it off. Damage reduction from Lich will not do enough, but now Adriano has arrived. Raise 1, raise 2, raise 3. The Sprout just holding skiter once again in position. This is why you thought the Razor might just be pushed towards an offlane, because he is really heavily countered. Moon, oh, wait for the raise. There's number 1. Can he get the second one off? Won't be needed. KJ's already killed him off, and man, this SF's going ham from inside the bush. AUI tries to save himself. Tavo, the Sprout, actually sort of body blocking up the rest of his team.
What?
And now AUI has level 6. He'll false promise, TP out number 1, but then the Lich can hang around, wait a little bit longer. No, he smokes, so the trees can't attack him, but it won't matter. AUI still goes down to the damage from the Lich. And a triple kill for AUI of all of the heroes underneath the tower.
That was some play by the Shadow Fiend. It felt like the mini game in Dota with the SF against SF. He just came in and just dropped some razors.
If I have no vision, but I get a little bit every now and then, where exactly is everybody?
In the grave, because I landed on my race. Come on, give me some credit for that.
Oh, sorry. That was really, really clever, Winter. Really, really clever.
You told me to be more positive about things.
That was definitely a positive.
Outpost.
Alright, so we get to watch this once again. So this is that SF kind of fun in the trees. Yeah, that one little Sprout, a little bit off target. But it actually technically, well, worked to get the SF out.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So both sides managed to secure one outpost apiece. State of the game right now. What is TA building? Did he
Deso
buy?
straight. We've got 2 Wraith Bands. He's trying to get towards the other parts of the Deso. Oh, he's got Blink. Okay.
He wants to fight. He feels like with a tight Ravage backing him up, he can just go in, blink in, go for a support, Ravage to follow.
Oh, mid lane. That's a good catch. MoonMeander putting hook shot to work. And now JK underneath the tier 1 tower also chased down. And Razor finally has his revenge while on bottom lane. Costabile. Yeah, on top of KheZu once again. He does have Ravage available. AUI is moving in. False Promise still on cooldown for another 5 seconds. KheZu may have to create a little bit of extra space. More supports coming in as well. Razor and Clockwork, they just went up the stairs from the river. They're ready to try and fight this one. Does NoPing actually have the numbers? The Ravage connects over on 3, and NoPing may have completely overcommitted here. As Theo cannot run away, gushed up. A fissure. They'll cut their way through and they'll chase the ES. A little bit of time could be wasted, but the tier 1 town was taken in the meantime by Bryle.
I felt like if they wanted to do the move at bot, SF should have been bot instead of mid, because he's the guy that is going to have enough damage to kill the Tide. With no SF there, how are they going to kill the Tide with a CK? Anchor Smash. Alright, that's a kill.
That is Plasma Field on the return getting the kill. A little style.
I mean, so that was like a move where I felt like the team weren't really on the same page. The SF wanted to finish his use, but the rest of the team felt like we could get the tower at bot without the SF because it was low. I mean, sometimes the tower being half or low is like a bait, you know, when you don't have enough heroes there. You think you can get away with it, but it's a tight with Ravage. And an Oracle. I mean, it was just a very, very low percentage play.
And they tried it anyway, and they're paying for it. There's now Bryle with that Blink Dagger up, takes the tier 1 tower, working on the Desolator, so the timing's going to be nice for that. And Skiter, he's completing up his Yule Scepter, so...
Yule Scepter.
Yeah, he's got the escape.
I mean, I guess you can't really go wrong with this item. I was thinking he wants the 4-star against the Sprout. I was thinking that probably would have been more important than, you know, getting the disable with the use or the staggering use combination.
Because if you hit the right timing, you're able to avoid what, like Chaos Bolt?
I mean, I feel like 4-star would be just overall much more useful. That's Fissure and Sprout. But maybe he's just telling, I'm not going to buy 4-star. You guys on the support or the Tide, buy me the 4-star.
Well, they're going after the outpost. Clockwork does have the hookshot available, but this is most definitely a trap because it's the most expendable hero on the front lines doing it.
Yep, but the outpost is not really that important at the moment.
That is very, very true because it is nowhere near 20-minute mark. That's not like you're getting a great TP position.
Yep, but
TP position from
Hyde has Ravage back up, so let's see if they want to pressure bot.
Well,
Just
they're
two
going
heroes
after
here.
Tavo. He'll sprout up. They don't see him. Creates a couple of extra trees and then tries to turn around. Someone attack KheZu and get rid of that clarity.
They don't have enough heroes here though, but they're trying to push the tower, but there's only 3. Okay, there's 4 right now, but Clock is so far away.
Until Lich is 6 either, it doesn't even feel like they've got enough bite in their attack. I think Adriano wants to go for this pop in mid lane. Yule Scepter, wind up for the Requiem, but and raise 1, 2, 3, all perfectly executed. The Fissure does come a little bit late, which now means Skiter can actually have his own little bit of a battle, but that's why Earthshaker tries to stick. Wait, he walked straight past him? No ping, no lag, no stun. Double kill for Skiter. And then Tavo trying to get his own TP out! Whew, that's a little closer than he hoped it would be.
Infused raindrops, saving lives. Buy the item. Don't leave an empty slot, Toby.
Don't wait out in your ultimate. I thought he was just going to Echo Slam and create that space in mid.
Oh, he actually missed the enchant, that's why. He tried to use the enchant instead of the echo to save the Shadowfin.
It's like he walked past the target and then just was like, oh, I got to walk backwards. Yule Scepter up.
Alright.
Well, KJ
Ravage.
ready to go. Ravage number 1. Now we go. Chaos Knight. Hookshot comes forward onto the illusions, and Kostabile can't get himself out. He's got Reality Rip, but he's just stuck inside. The rocket gives good vision up the ramp.
Wish you had Chain Cross.
Oh, I wish you could reach the bounty rune. Yeah. Yes, we'll have to do it for him. And now a quick little fissure. Wrath of Nature to bounce through to. Doesn't feel like they're done just yet, but they will be. They can't chase Theo underneath the tier 2.
Well, things are just not going well at all for NoPing. Don't think they accomplished much with the Nature's Prophet. He didn't really speed up the game for NoPing. It's more like Team KheZu is always fighting around the Ravage and just pressuring with the TA. And this is going to open up the Roche fairly soon for them. They have to get something done before TA can get his hands on the Roche. Like, I feel like the CK can't really carry this game at all because of the Tide, the ankle smash. Like, he doesn't really deal that much damage in the fight. It's mostly just a Shadowfin with the raise.
NoPing are going to have another crack at this tier 1 tower on bottom lane. Tidehunter will reveal himself, sprouted up for the moment.
No Ravage.
Tavo, don't know exactly what he wants to try and achieve here, is now CK starts over on Skiter, able to hit that stuns. Where's the big Echo Slam? Actually, well, not coming just yet. He got Cog pushed back. There's no mana for it at the moment, and now it's Kostabile who's being heavily attacked. Adriano at least can get his ulti up, but Skitter's already got the double kill.
See, he can do nothing in the fights, even though there's no Ravage. Just one ankle smash and the CK is like 0 damage in the fights. He's doing so little. And KheZu is going to finish the pipe. And once that arrives, the SF is going to be doing minimal damage in the fights.
Yep. Wrath of Nature, Requiem, it all feels like it's going to be a little bit meh.
Okay, so what is the plan right now? They can't really win the head-on fight, so they have to split push with the Nature's Prophet until they reach a point where they have BKBs at least, I assume. Without BKBs, the Aster can't really stand and deliver. But even with the BKB, I think the team might be able to deal enough damage through it.
Clockwork, visible underneath that observer ward. You see SF wondering about it, but I think he wants the TA, who's also coming up. Tavo into the trees, the TA trap, triggers for the moment. And he tries to get away. Oh, that hook shot was close. The cog push. He's going to try again for another TP. No, Bryle. Meld strikes him down. And SF just like says, screw this, I'm out. Down a bottom lane. Get that farm. Finish the Blink Dagger, Yules. If that's the play, looks like KheZu just want Roshan.
Blink Dagger Yules.
That's what he's got queued up. He has BKB in there as well.
But if he's going Blink Yules, like, they are never going to be able to take any fights without BKB for some time.
They're smoking. They don't want to let that tier 1 tower go. Fortification is up while Bryle has started over on Roshan. Razor is the one who starts the static link down on bottom lane. He's going to steal so much damage so quickly, but then another Yule Scepter. That's how you create the space. Clockwork Rocket for extra vision. Tidehunter moving as quick as he can, but can't get in range for the gush.
Yep,
I don't know about Bryle being left alone just doing this Roshan.
Yeah, but what can the Dire do? They're so weak at the moment.
True. A tree and scout might be a nice little thing. Oh, it's Tide and Clock. Clock's got hook up.
They got the bottom tier 1 tower. That's something.
Roshan's down to 2.7k. Without this DD, this would not have been possible. It looks like NoPing just have to try and accept this. Not going to fight into Ravage.
Game is real rough for Dire.
Experience and gold all going the way of KheZu.
Maybe the blink on the Shaker would give them some glimmer of hope in the fights. But I'm not even sure if he gets like a 2-3 man Echo Slam, if they have enough damage to kill anyone with a pipe on the Tide. And not to mention the Oracle.
The TPing out CK breaks the smoke. Oh, Adriano. Oh, he raised. He raised once, he raised twice. He's starting his TP from the same position he raised. Yule Scepter up and towards the aerial, hit the ground. Another defensive Yule Scepter this time around.
He didn't even blink away at least before TP.
He had it off cooldown. He could have blinked close to the tier 2 tower and gotten away.
That was.
But he raised once, and then it looked like he didn't mean to, and then he raised again onto the wave.
And then he.
Just
blink.
TP'd on the spot. Little rough. Templar Assassin ready to blink forward. Right on top of Theo. That blink dagger from ES delayed once again.
It feels like they are mentally done. Everything is like so chaotic. They don't seem to have like a clear direction about what they have to do, you know.
It's definitely not as clean as game one. Obviously, like the landing phase went your way, but now Tavo, like Bryle's been holding on to this Iron Talon just so he's able to cut through the Sprout every single time. He's had a lot of different options as well, but he's just held this Iron Talon. But now he's got 4 staff. Maybe he'll think about dropping it.
Yep, the last 2 games he has been showing some really, really cool moves. On the TA, the Ember. First day maybe not so much, but today he played much, much better than yesterday.
Yeah, it feels like NoPing want to come out and try and make a fight, but really doesn't feel like they still can. Going into that Tidehunter,
I don't think they can kill
base.
anyone at all. They don't have damage.
Like, do you just start selling items over on ES as well so you can get that Blink Dagger? Because it feels like he needs something. He needs it.
He needs his cores to have BKB. Then they can try to do damage.
Tavo's trying to lay this game on bottom lane while Lich attempted defense on top. But even at tier 3 tower, the tier 2 is up. It's not going to stop Templar Assassin from jumping and killing you. Hook shot forward. They got a big target. SF. That was his Yule Scepter sending Moon up and towards the air. Cogburn, the second he comes out. Razor with the Plants of Peel will kill him on the way back. 49 seconds without the SF. No buyback is available. The tier 3 tower on top lane is under siege. And NoPing are in the hunt of a plan. But KheZu firmly in control, and there's that only plan they have. The Blink Dagger has now been afforded by Theo. But is that even enough? If that pipe is up from Tidehunter, the damage will be negligible. SF will arrive with low souls as well. He's down to 16 right now. They have to let it go, right? Oh, look at KheZu. He's already pinging it. He's like, ES is missing. Can someone get me information on this guy? He's down on bottom lane.
I mean, at this point, you kind of assume. You just have to assume he has the blink.
Yeah. And no one's defending.
I mean, you can see.
tier 3.
You can see the main difference in the games between the 2 teams. The Tide and the Nature's Prophet, they both have a very terrible start, but Tide was able to contribute more to the team because Nature's Prophet requires the Snow Body start more than the Tide. So when both teams went for the aggressive lanes, I felt more comfortable for the Radiant side with the trade-off.
And Tavo is back to pushing this bottom lane again. He doesn't have an ability to TP home.
He's
on
like,
cooldown for another 10 seconds.
He's like a TPing creep right now. Like, he doesn't do anything anymore. Like, he has to just try to creep skip, delay the game, drag the game until maybe they have...
Oh, look at clock.
You know, the thing is, like, even if they have triple BKB, say we give them 3 BKBs on the Nature's Prophet, Shadow Fiend, and CK, I still
Moon's
feel
gonna
like
go for the hook.
it's hard for them to kill anybody. They don't have damage.
Yeah.
It's just very, very hard when their lineup, which is designed to win your lanes and snowball and keep running at the opponent, and you didn't get to do that. And everything just doesn't come together.
Yeah. It kind of means like KheZu has to make a mistake, right? Like they have to be caught out. But even then, like they can tank through it.
A couple of mistakes, I think.
Oh, There goes your Aegis the Immortal. TA will switch the Wraith Band back in once again.
They have to get the Oracle to have a chance in the fights.
Yep. It's not for the want of trying. TO is trying to wrap around the side under the cover of smoke. He's not finding the opportunity though.
Yeah, and you look at how Aoi is positioning himself. He is really aware that he is the target that Dyer wants first. If he dies, then maybe Dyer can win the fight. Hey, to be honest, if he just stands beside Tide and Tide pops the pipe and with the aura, it's probably going to be just enough for him to survive the fights. And he has Glimmer.
Yeah.
They have a lot
It's hard.
They have a lot of problems to win.
Yes. Damage is not one. And KheZu takes 2 hits from the SF and is already back to full health. I was like, yep. This guy.
Hey, what are they waiting for?
Easy 16 armor. So the Clockwork rockets up, doesn't see anything. May just be pinging the fact that the smoke move is happening. So it's going to be a full wrap around. And it's for what? For the 25-minute bounty runes. TA is moving down for 1, but to get that jump is so hard. Unless TA walks into... There's the Observe Ward. They see her. They need to send us to Gaze. You'll set her up. But Refraction is also there. The hook shot forward from MoonMeander created the extra space. And they really want to get that kill over an Oracle. A 2-second stun, but still it cannot be done. Stabile cannot finish the jobs, and the cogs blocked the ramp, so there was no other way for NoPing to get up the hill to try and take this fight.
Yep, he was standing next to the Tide.
Yes, get the hell out of there. He blinks, he can fissure, maybe he can get a little bit more distance, and it's actually not a bad fissure. Blocks the ramp, meanwhile Bryle gets himself his own double kill, claiming KJ. KJ. Theo finally caught by Moon. KheZu really making the most of every single TP point they've got, be it the outpost, be it the towers.
Dire's bottom tower.
I mean, they just crushed their lane too much. That's why the game felt so easy. And NoPing had a lineup that required them to snowball from the lane phase.
Dire's bottom
But it's just like, they can't really do anything because of the way they set themselves up with the draft and what happened in the first 10 minutes.
But now you got magic resistance and status resistance put on the Razor. He's got the Titan. And an Orb of Destruction for like the TA, sure. Finally, I guess it's about time to, well, she's swapping out the Imp Claw. Does not need the Iron Talon.
They kind of just go high ground and finish the game.
Yeah, I think so. But I feel like they're being a little safer about it. Roshan's about to spawn up. No, he's not. He's actually the long spawn timer. So they just put down the trap.
What are they waiting? They have BKBs on TA, Razor.
And there's a BKB almost up for the SF.
Oh, that's rather strange. I feel like they're just gonna be able to take the high ground very easily.
SF's got to nuke this wave, instantly blink and TP out. Oh wait, no, he can't. It's on cooldown. He just TP'd down here. He's got to try and hide away from MoonMeander, who's got spider legs running through the trees. And they found each other. Blink further up, hook shot. Ooh, barely missing the SF, but oh, the lines, the stifling spill damage, Bryle! Oh, KJ and Theo just got hit by a train. Oh, that hurts to watch, but it's so good.
That's fun to watch.
It really is.
I think the best one was, I'm not sure if you remember, the Brood one. With, I think
yeah.
That was like a while ago, the Brood one.
Yeah, attacking the spiders to get the invis. Yeah.
I think it was RTK and Ferrari. Good old times.
Classic. Well, fortifications going up. NoPing trying to buy some time. It really feels like KheZu is giving respect to the Echo Slam potential. That's all I can put this down to. It's like, well, they don't want to push in. Wait for Roshan. Don't screw up and lose Roshan.
I kind of understand. It's just it's a deciding game. There's no point risking anything, even though they're in such a commanding lead. Roshan is about to spawn. They're just unlucky. It was maximum. It was close to maximum spawn time.
Yeah, it's a little short of like I think 13 seconds or something.
I mean, I just feel like they're just playing way too cautious.
Yeah, you're one lane of racks up. No, guys, back it up. We get the Aegis Immortal. I suppose you just put it on, like, actually I wouldn't even put it on TA. She'll have to lose a critical item for that. Like, just put it on the Razor.
No, put it on Oracle.
Okay. You know what? It sounds funny, but it's actually, it's legit. Hook shot. Flying forward. Got the lich. KJ's down. Roshan still not up yet. 30 seconds. They got TA traps. There's also treants inside the pit, so NoPing can keep tabs on it. My God, this lead is just expanding. 21,000 in gold, 29,000 in experience. And Roshan's up in 10 seconds. They're looking for a target. Bryle's got a double damage rune. That's a defensive Yule set where he's hoping to blink himself away. He's just got enough time, but he's underneath the Radiant Observer ward. BKB from Bryle just to make sure, and Costabile, both of the cores easily mopped up, and he wants more. Blink in 5 seconds. Lich ain't running from this. In fact, he just gets side-bladed down. GG. GG is called. They know it's over. KheZu will 2-1 out this. I still want to give props to NoPing. They put up one hell of a fight, but this game 3, it was very one-sided.
Yep, their strategy just didn't work out. They lost their lanes way too hard, and they have a lineup which requires them heavily to do well in their lanes. Nature's Prophet didn't get to, I don't think he even like TP to gank in the first 5-6 minutes. He was just like under a lot of pressure from the aggressive lane and couldn't really afford to move around like a Prophet, usually what you would do, and pressure the towers with the catapult.
Yeah. Man, I was actually thinking, I was almost going to say, like, at the end of Game 3, this has to be a better mindset for KheZu before they had to face up against Alliance in the last series today. But you just see the way they're communicating, the way they're talking. They're still obviously debating some things out. This isn't that kind of positive, yeah, guys, that was a great Game 3. It seems like they're still not happy with the way this whole series has gone, but also just that perfect execution at the end.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of issues that they need to fix. I have been praising the warding. The vision game from KheZu has been very, very good, but they have problems with syncing up the moves of the team together. Sometimes you would see certain players going a little too quickly, and the other two players coming in to connect to the move, they are slow. And when they are slow, the other two did not wait for them, and they still went for the fight, and they lost everyone.
Yeah.
Even though it was the correct play, they were going to the right place, but they needed to wait for everyone to arrive.
Yeah. Well, they need to iron those out. Alliance will definitely not give them any kind of openings, and they will need to play absolutely perfect to beat them later tonight. But of course, there is more Dota to go. Do not go anywhere.
Down to the final game in their tournament lies the North American squad. KheZu pulls off 2 straight dominating performances to send their South American brethren home, and they move on in the tournament. They'll face off against Alliance in a best-of-3 series in our nightcap later tonight. Let's recap this one, gentlemen. The casters at the end of the game seemed to feel that the laning phase was a big problem for the side of NoPing. I think the lanes were maybe a little bit more even than they suggested.
Yeah, I believe they were. I don't think there was a huge issue within the lanes. Obviously, the lanes were played out. After 5 minutes, it became a pub. I was sitting next to PGG, and he was like, good luck analyzing this game, you know, because it's all over the place. There's just diving tier 1s. Everyone is killing everyone. It makes no sense. Yeah. But one thing that KheZu did definitely prove to us once again is that CK is a dead hero.
This is what you're talking about, by the way.
Look,
these 2 straight just mass melees here by the Radiant bottom tier 1. What in the world?
He makes his illusions. Those illusions die within half of a second.
Yeah, this is where I wanted the stat. How many total seconds did we have of Phantasm illusions on the map throughout the map?
Perhaps 5 seconds, maybe.
This was ridiculous. They're diving. Yeah. Like Razor has time to run all the way from mid. It's Oracle Tide. You can't do this.
They're trying to go on the KheZu. They're trying to go onto that Hyde.
What was this?
Well, what was this is this Yule's build for the SF really did not look like it was the right thing for this game.
It's crazy because I love the Yules on Razor here. Yules into BKB. This is my favorite build on the hero. But yeah, why not go right click? You need a BKB on Shadow Fiend at some point. You want a Manta, especially against the TA. That's the old school builds to counter him up. But, you know, like Drum's BKB or some Dragonlance BKB, something, but you're going for a Yules. By the time you pick that up, Razor has one. And when are you going to get an ultimate off that kills somebody, right? You're playing against Oracle, you're playing against Tide, multiple Yules, a clock that can hook and cancel you, even if you did get a BKB.
He never really managed to use that, right? Overall, the item build from SF didn't look great, but...
And that was really the big problem with that is that was your huge advantage. It looked for a while like SF was just going to own that mid lane, but between the two bad bottom fights and then the item build, a lot of that net worth on SF.
My boy, though.
Yeah, he was on.
69% kill participation, just like he did in 2010. Ever. He not only makes the plays, he makes the memes, and I love seeing Moon on this sort of hero.
And
he reminds me. So he is trying. Baby. He's trying to play the 5. He reminds me a lot of, honestly, myself and Adam343 Shah, in that he needs to be playing the initiators. Because he's, again, like me, we started as cores. We started as offlaners. You can't take that away. Moon is a killer. He is going to play, no matter how squishy his hero is, a little too close to the action. Give him something that actually wants to be in it. And I love watching him play this sort of hero, and I think he performed great.
Always, like, his positioning is crisp. It comes from the offlane days, right? He isn't. There's definitely a difference between the positioning that the normal support, the normal support player has, and your offlaner. You can see it in these team fights, the way they move. Not only team fights, throughout the game. You can see that he's on a hunt constantly. If you give him an oracle, he can't do that. So.
No, and that's, again, when we were talking about early the problems for both NA squads in picking these double squishy support heroes, you just can't push the action like we're describing took place in the last couple of games. Well, that matchup, I tell you, it looked like Adriano won the first wave, and it looked like he was off to the races in that lane.
He didn't crush mid lane versus TA.
Well, you can't crush TA, period, because he's always going to come back.
So he was doing fine. He was doing all right. But like we discussed before the game started, SF, with a couple of raises early on, you can secure that first wave. So after that, also, I didn't see the Furion really working out that greatly for them. You could see him doing what we supposed he would do. He had a decent laning stage versus Clockwork. He would sprout the target away from the cogs, but...
I want to bring up the point that the rotation that should have been to bottom to secure tower instead came top to clear a hard camp stack. And that's something that like, it seems okay in the moment, but then when you analyze the game, you realize like, wait, this is kind of worthless because it's a gold infusion, sure, but the XP was split. The SF's rotating onto his own side, right? That's the timing when it's like a level 4 Tide at the tower, level 4 Oracle. You go dive them hard with the level 6, level 7 SF and Furion spamming trees. They can't contest that. At
the time, I thought Moon was crazy to triple stack that camp against a level 6 SF with triple raise, but I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, there you go.
For it. But look, at the same time though, he used those raises to kill off the Razor, and after that he couldn't really easily transition into just getting an extra couple of kills. So he goes back to the jungle, waits a few seconds, and resets for the creep camp. So you can't blame him. Like that was a juicy stack.
It is, but you have to, like, you can't think this way. It's like something Thompson even said on an interview recently. Like a lot of mid players play too selfishly. Your job in this game as SF is control the tempo, be the one that shows up at enemy objectives you need to take. If you don't kill bottom tower in time, you're not killing mid tower in time. Now when you take a fight, you're getting ravaged. You've already lost the game. You have to then also, you get their stacks, their camps, and runes, which is the key to winning this game.
And honestly, like even if he didn't take those stacks at that given point, who would have stolen them away from him?
TA, but then you're hitting his mid tower.
It would take an age, and you would take down the TA's mid tower. So.
Yeah, it sure. I'm not sure it was intended at the time, but it sure felt like a bait, and it worked out because when the rotations eventually did go bottom, the outcome was just disastrous. All right, well, the South American squad is going home, and we do have one North American squad surviving. We're going to take a quick break before we bring you back to the second 2 series for the day, but we've also got some content for you. We're going to ask some of the players some questions about how they live their lives behind the scene.